So, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Kai, and you guys are watching Code with Kai. And today, Haiku 4.5 has been released. We are going to compare this model with the older version of Claude, and also going to compare this with Claude Sonnet 4.5. That's the hotspot for now. That we are going to compare this out. So, software engineering benchmark says that the Haiku is doing a really good job. Comparing that, it is 4 times cheaper than Claude Sonnet request. So, and it's still better. It's still way better than GPT-5. That GPT-5 is around 72.8, and it's doing around 73.3. It still beats GPT-5. And for my day-to-day activities, I used to use Claude Sonnet 4.5. No doubt, this was the model I was using. I'm going to try the same with Haiku 4.5 in Cursor AI, but for now we can see that Claude Sonnet is here. Claude Sonnet 4 is here, 4.5 is here, and Haiku 4.5 is here. So it's still better than Claude Sonnet 4, and it's still better than GPT-5, and it's way, way, way better than GPT-5, than Gemini 2.5 Pro. So they have given a bunch of stuff, introduction video we are not going to watch, and just go down to the benchmark, see the agentic coding. So SW benchmark we already saw, and computer use, high school math competition. Yeah, it's still doing pretty good right there. But I feel GPT-5 actually has a way better overall balance, you can say, because it was doing 94% no tools and it's having 87% no tools. So apart from that, this was the first look of the model, that how it's performing. It's better. It's performing way better than Gemini, and I think Gemini 3 should be released now. And if they don't, they are going to fall back. So coming back to the artificial analysis.ai, so we're going to break down where the models are standing. Artificial intelligence wise, GPT-5 Codex ranks right now. It has the highest score, and it's around 68, right? And this is where do we see Cloud Opus? This is where Opus is, and this was the best model they released previously that has the best artificial intelligence capabilities. And this is where we see Haiku. And Sonnet was supposed to be here. Yeah, there we go. There we have Sonnet. This was Opus, and Sonnet was better than it. And right now they have released Haiku, which is actually worse than Opus in terms of artificial intelligence, and that we can actually see in terms of when I try to apply the usage. I tried using testing it, and this is what I felt. Of course, it is way bad than Opus. So coming back to the output tokens. So the output token cost, output token used to run artificial intelligence, I think it has dropped. It's not dropped that much. I don't think so. There is that much of a difference between the current Claude 4.5 Sonnet and Haiku. And but the efficiency has definitely been upgraded to a par level, that if you see the Opus, the reasoning cost of Opus is absurd. To be honest, it's absurd. Even when I try to use Claude 4.1 Opus in my UI, I can barely make few requests before it kills itself. So that being said, the daily I use the only one model, that is Claude 4.5 Sonnet. That's my go-to model. And now Haiku has been released, and I think this is going to be the best model for Cursor. And if you're using Cursor, the auto suggestions, auto completions, this is the go-to model it's going to be. I don't know which model they were using earlier. I'll probably research that out as well. But in terms of speed and latency, and this actually is tokens per second received while the model is generating tokens. So while the model is still having generating the tokens, the speed of the model is almost going to be same, that you're not going to see any great differences between. In fact, it's still worse than the Claude Sonnet. So slower in terms of, barely slower, you can say. But the pricing of this input and output price per token using request represent in per token per million tokens. So let's go back. So this is where the Haiku is. and this is where the Sonnet is, and this is where the Opus is. Opus actually does not make sense to me at this point. What they are doing, I have no idea. And but Opus is quite high, and I don't think so it's sustainable even at this point. So that being said, it's fine. I think the pricing for this model has been decreased by 1/4 factor. Even I told you earlier that this is where the reasoning cost is like $516. Output cost is $108. Input cost is $200. And this is where it has decreased. And this is where the fruitful result of this model goes. So that is really awesome. And let's just go back and see if it's able to generate Flappy Bird game. So next step is to try the prompt that I have created to create a Flappy Bird game. So this is the game that I want to create. Let me show you. This is the Flappy Bird, and let me show you if it works. Yeah. So right, this is the game I want to create, and the jiggle physics. When I mean this is what I meant, not that Muskan Karia's one. So let's just read out the artifact. Can you create a Flappy Bird game using single React component? Use rectangles for box and pipes. Try to create good background and make sure jiggle physics works. In terms of when spacebar is pressed, the Flappy Bird has jiggle animation towards it. Okay, so when you hit pipes or ground, the should game should be over, and there should be an option. There should be an option to restart the game. Make sure render is working properly and score is updated as expected. Plan and then create artifact. So this is the prompt I'm going to pass to the first model, that is going to be Haiku, and we're going to compare all three models, and let's just see how Haiku generates this out. Model that is going to be Haiku, and we are going to compare all three models, and let's just see how Haiku generates this out. I do not have any high hopes, to be honest, with this particular model, but it should be able to generate some kind of stuff, some kind of working stuff. And since it is thinking a lot, let's go. So it's generating the entire code. Does it, has it created any? Yeah, it does not care about. Yeah, it has generated. Yeah, it does not work. The game does not work. In fact, even after saying, yeah, the game does not work. The game is broken. Does not work.
A few moments later.
Yeah, okay. So it works for first pipe, and then for every other pipe it just fails. And the pipes are itself floating. So this is not the result I expected from Haiku. And I've tried it in past for few moments, and it was working well there. Might be for this particular instance is not working, but the results were quite mixed, that few were performing good and few were performing bad. I just wanted to show you that how this model is performing in front of you guys, so I made the prompt in front of you. So let's just give the same prompt to the next model. This was Haiku, right? Just create a new chat, close this out, give this to Claude Sonnet 4.5, and yeah, artifact. Let's just run this out. So the base idea is it should list down the steps first and then try to execute each of them one by one. Crafting Flappy Bird, implementation plan. There we go. It has generated some kind of plan, and now it's building artifact. So model number 2. I really don't care about the CSS of the bird itself. And if it's able to make the jiggle physics work, that's a bonus point for that model. And the pipes it's trying to generate. Bird it is generating, ground it is generating, score it is generating, start screen. Yeah, so this is the game that it has created. Let's just see if it works. And there we go. We have a first pipe there. This is the one. This is two. Yeah, game over. So it definitely works as expected. So the Claude Sonnet 4.5 is performing way better than Haiku. So let's just try this. So let's just try to run the same prompt with Claude Opus 4.1. the costliest Claude model till date, and let's just try to see if it works there. So it's doing some calculations, and it should be able to create it. And I do have very high hopes with this particular model since it is very costly. So it has started creating the artifact. So this is what I meant by jiggle physics, tilt up when jumping. Uh, so that is the way it should have been with other model as well. I think it should be able to handle it quite well. Yeah, it is in fact doing frame rate calculations correctly. And where is it? And this is looking quite nice, to be honest. Yeah, so high score of 1, play again, and the jiggle physics does work in this particular scenario. So this feels more natural. In fact, the clouds are moving as well, and we can see the best score right here. And the score of this is updating as well. So definitely, I think Opus 4.1 is the straight winner because how the game looks and it's working. But definitely, Sonnet also did a pretty good job. But Haiku has, for me at least, it has failed this particular test. We can see in the future if the model is able to perform better. But for the software engineering, if you say in terms of code auto completion, Haiku should be fine. So I'll keep an eye on this particular model, the Haiku model, in upcoming days. I'll try to test it out in Cursor if it works well, and I'll definitely give you my reviews. So for that, thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.